Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the Sony Marvel picture, Kraven the Hunter. 2 hours, something long. Aaron Taylor Johnson plays Sergey, who is Kraven the Hunter. Fred Hitchinger is his brother Dimitri in this. Ariana DeBose plays Calypso in this. And Levi Miller, who I had like I know that person moment, plays younger Sergey in this. Levi Miller he played Pan in the one of the Peter Pan reboots. I don't remember what year it was, 2013 maybe. He was in the Better Watch Out Christmas horror film, which is one of my favorite Christmas films because it's just so unexpected, so many twists and turns. He plays a good, creepy serial killer character. So with this project, and I love Fred. I need to see him in many more things. First thing I saw Fred in was the Fear Street franchise. He's wonderful. I want him, Kyle Garner, and Logan Miller to play in a film together because the three of them just look like they could be brothers, and it just would work so well. I think it'd be great. They all do horror so well. I think it would really work as a horror comedy for Kyle to play the older brother, Logan the middle brother, and then Fred to be the younger brother. I think it would work very well. Now, Aaron can do no wrong. He's Quicksilver. He's Kick-Ass. He's in Godzilla. He's been in a bunch of projects. I used to act when I was much younger. I did background stuff on a project in like 08, 09, and he was the main character of that. So we had some scenes together that we had to like go from the gym that we were filming into like the locker room or whatever, and then he was jumping over my shoulders to get to his friends to plan a party or some very simple scene. I don't even think it made it to film, but we were filming it, and I think he and I are the same age. We were 18, 19 at the time. So this was like 08, 09. And every time he like would jump over my shoulders, something would happen. And at one point, one of the friends looked at me and they're like, "You're bleeding." And I'm like, "What?" And then there's just blood all over my shoulder. And I'm not freaking out. I'm just confused. The costumer's freaking out because there's blood on the school shirt. And everybody's always like, "All right, how are you bleeding?" And I'm looking, there's nothing on me. And then we did the scene a few more times. They kept the blood on my shirt. We did the scene a few more times. And then I noticed every time Aaron put his hands on my shoulder after he would like jump around kind of a thing, he like brushed his knuckles on this brick wall that we had to pass. It was a very small hallway. And the blood from his knuckles would go on my shoulders and my shoulder. And then we figured it out. And I said to him, I was like, "Bro, you're bleeding on me. I'm not bleeding. You're bleeding. Like your knuckles are bleeding because you hit the wall every time you jump over." And in his British accent, he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, mate." Stuff like that, right? It was very polite, very fun individual. We had a great time on set. My brother was there too. He was in a few other scenes. Acting was fun when I was younger. It was a lot of fun. But I get to hold that as a little trophy that Aaron bled on me back in the day. So I will watch his projects because I know he's a very talented individual, very dedicated individual. The physicality he put into this role is astounding. Astounding that he physically did all of that work to bulk up, to get all that muscle, to be this Kraven character. Seems to be a wonderful dad. He is just it seems like a genuine individual just from my small, brief interaction with him many a decades ago. So, with this story, then, the story of the Kraven character is brought out in regards to an origin. Levi plays the younger Sergey. We get the older character, and then Fred and Aaron, Dimitri, and Sergey have their adult moments as well. So it's not paced properly. This story, it's far too long. We get flashbacks, we get present, we get flashbacks, we get present, and it's just a weird disjoint of how they do it. I also don't like how long and drawn out certain scenes are of their dad, who is played by Russell Crowe, this drug lord, is going on, "Oh, you have to be the best, and you can't be weak, and you're going to inherit my drug empire," things, right? But of course, all hell breaks loose. So then it's a matter of Kraven the Hunter faces the Rhino at the end. And what's weird about it is that there's no Spider-Man in this. We get Daily Bugle, of course, and that's the point, that they didn't want Spider-Man in this. They wanted the other characters to get their due justice, if you will, their own stories. That's why we had the Madam Web franchise, singular film, without any Spider-Man to it. So it's just an interesting means of telling these other stories of Marvel characters without the main character involved. because you know Kraven is a big enemy of Spider-Man. You know Rhino is a big enemy of Spider-Man. So to have Rhino versus Kraven without Spider-Man, it was a little strange. But on the hindsight, I'm glad that we had it in not New York. We were in London, we were in Russia, we're in various places. We're in Africa, we're in Siberia, we're in different places for this. But the pacing was just weird. The dialogue was weird. The some of the Aaron and Ariana had a scene at one point. They're talking about something, and the two of them just sounded so robotic how they delivered the dialogue. And I know that they're great talent. I know that they're great talented individuals. So I can't blame the actors. I have to blame the script. I don't understand why this was approved, because the technical aspect, the cinematography was great. The action sequences were wonderful. It was very bloody. It was very like visceral. It was a great action film with a horrible story with terrible dialogue. The pacing needed to be changed. The story had to be amped up. The film could have been an hour and a half and it would have been fine, but certain things just dragged so long, and it was very hard to connect to certain characters when they just talk like this, and this is how they talk. And it's just, bro, I can't do it. Give me some emotion, please. I'm begging you. It was okay. It was watchable. I don't think I'll see it again. I also liked getting to finally see a Kraven live action. That was great. Kraven's a great character. I liked seeing another version of Rhino. Rhino's a great character. The Rhino that we get in Amazing Spider-Man 2 very quickly is he's in a mechanical suit. This particular Rhino changes into a Rhino. So that was another thing, altering genetic makeup, changing DNA, stuff like that. We're talking about superhuman stuff in this, which is great. I need Spider-Man. It's just my own personal thing. I need Spider-Man. I needed a better script. I need better dialogue. Kraven the Hunter, meh. I give it a solid 6 out of 10. It's watchable. It's hard to watch. On to the next review. Mucho mahalo.